term data scare you? If so, I totally get it. You might hear the word data and think of huge spreadsheets, confusing charts, and columns of numbers. Data can be a little bit intimidating, but you don't have to be a data analyst or a numbers whiz to use it effectively for your business. In fact, we use data in our everyday lives, but especially as business owners. And when we put the data that we collect to work, running our businesses becomes easier and more profitable. In today's video, I'm going to talk about what data is in regards to your business, as well as types of business data that might look familiar to you. I'm also going to touch on why data is so important and how you can use it to really benefit your business. I'm Kari, and I'm a business operations specialist. I help successful businesses with messy metrics clean them up so they can get simple, accurate information from their data, enabling them to grow more quickly and more efficiently. If you're looking to grow and scale your online business, please hit the subscribe button below for more tips and tricks. At its simplest, data is information that's captured and stored by your business, and it's central to almost every decision that you make as a business owner. It's an area that can be a little bit uncomfortable for a lot of people, especially those that say they just aren't numbers kind of people. A lot of us didn't grow up with a lot of education surrounding finances and tracking numbers, and this can bleed over and cause decision-making confusion in our roles as business owners and as CEOs. The collection and tracking of data can also feel a little bit tedious, especially if a lot of that work is currently being done manually, but the information it provides cannot be matched if your goal is to grow your business. There are lots of different types of business data, and some of them include financial, things like your assets, net worth, cash flow, inventory, tax data. All of these are things that you might come across in your business, as well as things like traffic data. What platforms are driving visitors to your website? Are the majority of your users coming through organic or paid means? Are they affiliates or coming from referrals? When you look at your marketing, which posts or emails are leading people to your site for visits and conversions? And which promotional materials are converting best with your customers? When you look at your website data, how long are people spending on your website? How many people are bouncing? Which pages are they visiting most frequently? And how does that compare to the last period of time? Another area is sales data. Things like leads and sales conversions, product sales numbers, monthly revenue, and more. Data isn't limited to just numbers or percentages either. There are so many other kinds of data that we have access to as business owners. For example, things like customer purchase histories and customer survey responses. And the list goes on and on and on. So why is data so important, and why should we as business owners take the time to collect it and try to understand it? Ultimately, it's incredibly important to know what you're already doing and what's working and what isn't. And gathering data will help you better understand the people you serve as well as other parts of your business. When it comes to your clients or customers, data can help you find and retain new customers. It can help you keep loyal customers around and improve your customer experience and service, and even help to create offers that people will love and want to buy and that will serve them well. From a marketing standpoint, data gives you a really clear picture of how your marketing efforts are performing so that you can make decisions more easily going forward. Is your last marketing campaign working as expected, or does it need some work? Are customers clicking through from your marketing emails, and are they then converting into sales? Which part of your sales funnel isn't working? What part needs attention? All of these questions can be answered by analyzing your data, and this piece is so important as it can point you in the right direction to know exactly what part of your funnel is doing its job well and what parts need a little bit more work. For example, if you're experiencing lower than normal sales, you might be tempted to rework a product or change your pricing slightly. But when digging into your data, you might find that your sales page to purchase conversion rate is 8%, which is fantastic, but you're just not getting enough traffic to your sales page. This saves you from needless effort and changing things that actually are working, and allows you to focus your time and attention on the things that really need work, like traffic. Not only can we find answers to specific questions, but overall understanding of our numbers has a lot of other benefits as well. First, increased confidence. One of the things that slows business owners down the most is a lack of confidence in the decisions that need to be made. It is really, really hard to make decisions if you don't know your current position, and having reliable data to refer back to leads to decreased worry and confusion. Second, knowing our numbers leads to increased understanding. It allows us to see what is really moving the needle and enables us to see trends that we might otherwise miss. For example, you might see that your biggest sales months are January and August, or that specific products or services you sell are more in demand in some months than others. Without historical data to lean on, we really lose our ability to accurately forecast what is coming ahead. Third, solid data leads to informed decision-making. If you can believe it, some studies indicate we make over 30,000 decisions every day. No wonder decision-making can kill our momentum in the way that it does. There is a weight that comes from the decisions that business owners make, and as we know, they impact our clients, our customers, our team, the long-term health of our business, our reputations, and more. That's a lot. The more you can refer back to your reliable data, the easier those decisions become to make. Now that you've seen how data can help your business, what's the next step? Truthfully, just collecting data isn't always the hardest part nowadays, thanks to all of the tools and programs we have at our fingertips. But one of the more complicated parts is actually tracking the numbers that we need to know. That might sound strange, but having an overwhelming deluge of data can be just as much of a hindrance as having no data at all, since it doesn't lead to decision-making clarity. If you're new to tracking numbers beyond your monthly revenue, identify the key things you absolutely need to know to ensure the health of your business, and then start tracking and reviewing them on a consistent basis. The second key piece here is ensuring that your numbers are accurate. I am a very firm believer in the fact that bad data is worse than no data, as it will have you making decisions based on information that isn't actually true. For example, if I check my bank account and I see I have $1 million in it, I'm going to make some very different decisions than if I see I only have $1,000 in that account. And worse, if I actually only have $1,000, all of those $1 million decisions are going to be completely faulty. I hope this video has helped you to understand how data can help you in your business and enable you to streamline your decision making. I would love to know, what's a number that you're currently tracking in your business on an ongoing basis? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of my next videos.